Okay. Wanted to keep going over 15. Where did we leave off? Are we in the middle of the quiz?
I remember we were on a self-test, I think, and then we went over to the workbook. So
Right. So we've kind of finished the self-test, yes?
kind of, yeah. Completely not sure.
Okay, so here, let me share my screen. Here's the end of the self-test, right? We did E. Weird. They didn't match their font. Analyze the chords by each figured bass and make a harmonization for 4-part chorus. Be sure your analysis appear below the figured bass. So if we were just, let's look at number 3 here. What key are we in?
F major.
F major. I hate that. They're tweaking their lines now. All right, this is a 1. This is a 1. This is a 5. This is a 2, yeah? Five. This is a 6, yeah? All right, if we have a D and it says 4-3, what is our root?
You must do a 1 right next to the 5.
So if this is 4-3, we can go 6-5 down a third again to a 7th. G would be our root. True? So that makes this a 2. Everybody with me? Same thing here. We can go down a third to get 6-5 and down a third to get our root, which is a C, which would be a 5. Down a third to get our root. Here we got to go down a third to get 4-3, down a third to get 6-5, down a third to get our root for 7, which would be 4. So everybody see how I did what I did? And then you'd write in the chord tones, which I'm not going to spend time on today. Is that all right? All right. So we finished the self-test, but we did not go over the summary. Some 17 different 7th chords have been discussed in this chapter. Rather than trying to memorize the typical resolutions of these chords, we suggest you simply remember and apply these principles. Number 1, the function of a triad is not changed by the addition of a 7th. Because, for example, 4 tends to progress to 2, the diminished 2 chord, or 5, you may assume that 4/7 has these same tendencies. The exception is the tonic becomes an active chord instead of a stable harmonic goal. Number
Unless you're
2.
rock and roll.
What's that?
Unless it's the last chord in a rock and roll song.
Right. Would you do a 1/7 at the end?
Yeah. No, do a tremolo and stuff.
Yeah. All right. Number 2, smooth approach to the 7th of the chord is a feature of many, but not all, passages employing diatonic 7th chords. Smooth approach to the 7th of the chord is a feature of many, but not all, passages employing diatonic 7th chords. Number 3, chord 7ths almost always resolve down by step. It follows, therefore, that the chord of resolution must contain the note to which the 7th will resolve. The resolution is sometimes delayed, as in 4/7 to 1/6/4 to 5, or in rare cases simply not employed. Number 5, in minor, the movement of the individual lines usually conforms to the melodic minor scale. Because of this, more 7th chord types are possible in minor than in major. Naturally, that's by definition, right? And in a circle of fifths progression of root position 7th chords in 4 parts, incomplete and complete chords must be used in alternation. We knew that, right?
That's a parallel fifths, right?
Say again?
Because of parallel fifths?
I think you're right. Yep. And that is all she wrote. Happy day. Okay, so let's go back and look at workbook, and then let's look at chapter 15 quiz. So we were in the middle of looking at the workbook, and we left off right here on part C. Is this true? I don't believe that I am sharing my audio with you.
Exercise 15-1, C1.
What key are we in? Oh, they gave it to us right there. B minor. Analyze the chords in the following excerpts. Comment on the voice leading involving any of these chords discussed in the chapter.
Exercise 15-1, C1.
All right, that was fun. All right. Accidentals, that makes it fun too, huh? I saw that face. All right. We are on part C, correct? What kind of a chord do we have next? We have an E, a G sharp, a B, yeah, that's what we've got. We got two B's, right? We've doubled our fifth. E in the key of B is
5.
what?
Oh, I'm sorry. 4.
4. Good. And it's a major 4 because of the G sharp, yeah? And it's in first inversion, this is true? So we're going to put a 6 here. Okay, next chord. What's my root?
F sharp.
F sharp. So it's a 5-7, but in first inversion. So it's a 5-6-5. Is this true? Back to minor 1. What is this little doohickey right here?
Passing tone.
Passing tone, good. Another minor 1. All right, what's my root here?
It's a diminished.
Yeah, I've got an A sharp, a G, a C sharp, and an E.
7-7.
Yeah. And we've got to put the diminished degree symbol, yeah? Let's hear it one more time now that we've got everything written up there.
Exercise 15-1, C1.
And we're supposed to comment on the voice leading involving any of the chords discussed in the chapter. I assume that would be the 5-7 and the 7-7, would it not? Does anybody have any commentary that they want to offer us before I read you the book's commentary? No.
Honestly,
No
it
one?
would be
C.
Yeah,
C goes to the D. Goes up to the D in the first 5-7.
Are you talking in the melody? Okay. Ethan, what were you saying?
I was gonna say it might be helpful to hear the book so we know what they're looking for.
Yeah, so the book says neighbor motion is used in all motion into and out of the 7 diminished 7th chord. So, oh, I turned my little pencil off. Stepwise motion. Wow, that was horrible. So we're keeping it close. That's what they wanted for there. Can I clear my screen? Let's look at the next one.
Exercise 15-1, C2.
So, Lovely Book, being as consistent as they are, didn't give us the key for this one. And they have a different player with a weird sound.
Exercise 15-1, C2.
What key are we in?
G minor.
G minor it is.
Interesting voice crossing at the end.
That Bach, he didn't know what he was doing. I was reading something funny about Bach yesterday with my private students. Ready for this quote? Can't believe this guy would say such a thing. He said, the Leipzig mayor, Abraham Plotz, commenting on appointing Bach as the cantor of St. Thomas School, Leipzig, when Christopher Gropner refused the post, he said, since the best man could not be obtained, mediocre ones would have to be accepted. Oh, dude, if you only knew. If you could only see him now, Mr. Plotz. Mediocre. Be mediocre like Bach. All right. We're in G minor. Is my pencil working? Finally. We got a minor one there. Got a minor one there. 5. Get the 7 there. Is this true?
Exercise 15-1, C2.
Get a 1 here. What's this chord right here? I've got a C, an E, a G, and an A. What's my root?
I think it's the A. I think it's a 2.
Good. Is that diminished? What is it? Come on, it's Wednesday, isn't it? Hump day! You can't be this dead on a Wednesday. We're halfway there. Do you realize we only have 2 more class periods to review for our final? After today. Oh, snap. Not that our final's hard.
It's diminished.
David Ayala in the chat says half diminished. 6-5. Would you agree? Because we have the G, it's half diminished, yeah? All right, next. D, F sharp, A in the key of G minor. That's a fiver. Sorry, had to yell at my roommates. One of their head of hairs is looking horrible. He worked on it all night long, I can tell. All right. Next, I've got an E, a G, a D, and a G. What is that?
Six. Seventh chord.
Yeah, and what are we missing?
Missing the B.
All right. So this is fun. I don't know that we've ever seen this before. So it is a 6, but it's a raised 6. True story? Because it should have been an E flat. So we actually have...
melodic
Go ahead.
minor.
Right, because we're in melodic minor. So we actually have to put in a sharp symbol before the Roman numeral, showing that we've raised it. That's not going to come up in the final or anything like that, but you need to know that for life. So that sharp right there means raised scale degree 6. What's the quality of my 7th chord?
Five, 7.
Wait. What's the quality?
Oh, sorry, I thought I moved on already. Just a minor 7 then.
You want to put money on that?
I told you that I don't gamble.
Good, because you would have had to pay me a lot of money. What's our quality? I've got an E to a G to a missing B flat, and a B flat to a D.
Half diminished.
Half diminished.
Interesting. So you call it that despite the missing B flat.
Yeah, I don't know what else to do. Because there's
Because it
nothing.
could change the sound.
Yeah. And we're in first inversion, so we need a 6/5. You with me? No, we're not. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong one. Catherine's face is like, what the are you smoking? Okay, now we're to the 5. What inversion are we in? D, F sharp, A, C, F sharp, we're in first inversion. This book, I tell you what, in the answer key, they gave us this. They didn't give us any of that in the answer key, and they didn't give us any of that in the answer key. So, yay, they're consistently being inconsistent. Anywho, all right. Talk about the 7th chords in these examples. So what they didn't do is they didn't give us a staff to show us what they're doing with these 2 notes. What do we want to do with those 2 notes? Do we want to label them as passing tones? Or do we want to put in another chord analysis there?
depends on how definable the chords are, I guess. You can probably put a 4 in.
Okay. And that's what the book did in parentheses. So what does that mean? Sounds like they're not totally committed. All right, let's listen to it one more time. Trying to come up with commentary about the sevenths.
Exercise 15-1, C2.
I would never in a million years get what they said about this one. They wanted you to see that there was a suspension-like figure. They said both the 2 half diminished 6/5 and the raised 6 half diminished 7th chord use the suspension figure. And they said that this chord is incomplete, perhaps to avoid unequal fifths with the bass. Did they mean parallel fifths? Yay! Number 2's done. I'm going to let you struggle with number 3 on your own. Let's listen to it, though.
Exercise 15-1, C3.
Can you hear what's going on there? Yes, you can. It's easy. Come on.
Exercise 15-1, C3.
What's the bass doing?
Exercise 15-1, C3.
The plagal?
No.
5-1.
Well, listen to what the bass line does the whole time.
Exercise 15-1, C3.
Bum, 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 bum. What is that?
Circle of fifths.
Yeah. You are the winner, chicken dinner. Circle of fifths progression sequence. All right, number 4.
Exercise 15-1, C4.
Well, that was fun. What's going on with that one?
Exercise 15-1, C4.
Is it circle of fifths again?
It is. Good job. You can hear it, can't you? No? Lucky guess?
No, it's an educated guess based off of You were talking about the bass in the last one, so
Yeah.
it sounds similar to it, I guess.
Good.
Exercise 15-1, C5.
What a charming little piece.
Exercise 15-1, C5.
All right, this is a fun example because there are multiple analyses that you could use. There is 1/7 chord. And it's in measure 60. So here we have a G, an E, a C, and a B. I'm sorry. We've got a G, an E, a C sharp, and a B. What kind of chord is it?
Seven.
Good.
7.
It is a 7. What is our quality? C sharp to E to G to B. So what kind of a 7th chord? Half diminished. Good. And because my G's on the bottom,
4/3.
4/3. So that is our 7th chord in this example. Looking, can I move that? Oh, that's not helpful. Looking at the chord before, what do you notice? So we have 3 tones that are common, which the book is calling a suspension figure. And then they want you to also notice that there are parallel fifths between the viola and the violin 1. I'm assuming here. But he makes it a suspension to make it okay. Or to disguise it, they say. I don't really expect you to be able to see all that like that. I can't even see that stuff like that. But it's interesting to talk about nonetheless. All right. Are we okay with that? I'll let you analyze the rest of the chords. Moving on. D. We're doing D, right? I can't remember what we...
Did you already have all that figured out?
Yeah, we wrote it out, right?
F5 was crossed out, and 4 was crossed out.
What's 5?
The one we just did, the Haydn.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
You should have told me that.
I thought it was just an educational example.
Yeah, it was. It totally was. That's what I was doing. That's what I meant to do. All
Wait,
right.
is this the workbook and not the like end of the chapter? Like,
Right.
something?
This is the workbook. Have you not been screenshotting all the answers as we've gone along? What? Better hope I catch up on my screen recordings and get them up. Okay. We're doing 128 and we're doing 129. So we're doing D, E, and F. So we'll keep going on D, E, and F. I'm just going to take 2 seconds to update my roll here. Okay. We're back. We're looking at part D on page 128. Okay, we're going to notate, introduce, and resolve the specified chords. Approach each chord seventh as a suspension. A neighbor or a passing tone as specified. Include key signatures. Lead sheet symbols with slash symbols. Hey, they want the slashes this time. And Roman numerals. Excellent. All right. Here we go. We're in F major. They've given us a 3-7. What? Okay. They've given us a 3-7, but the note that they've given us is not necessarily the bass note. In fact, we know it's not the bass note because... Why?
Because the bass note should be A.
Good. That's one thing. You're absolutely right. The other thing is the stem goes up. So we need an A. We also need a C sharp and an E. Is this true? Should be Spread it out nice. Where does 3 go? What goes to 3?
6 or 4.
3 goes to 6. I will buy that. What goes to 3? What can go to 3?
1.
1.
Yeah, 1 can go anywhere it wants, huh?
Can 4 go to 3? Like backwards?
According to my tattoo, on page 105, 3 is at the front of the chain. So 1's really the only thing that can go to 3. According to our chart. Okay. What are the tones of a 6 chord in F major? According to my chart.
D, F, and A.
D, F, and A. Well, I've already got an A. Let's stay on it. The top 2 notes could... Oh, what are we supposed to be doing?
Making a passing tone.
Oh, okay. So that means we need to go either FGA or AGF. Right? These ones are tricky. And because we just did that, I don't like this assignment. Because they want us to do it on the 7th, right? Approach each chord of the 7th. So they've told us use a passing tone. And the 7th of this chord is the G. So there's our passing tone that they want. All right. We could go to the D here, yes. What do you want to do with the soprano?
A.
We could go to the A. What other options do we have?
D.
We could go to the D. Do we have any other options?
We could go to the F.
We could go to the F, but it'd be really awkward. The other option that I wouldn't think of that I wanted you to perhaps consider, because it's what the book did, is you can stay on the C and make this a 7. Interesting. All right, so we need an F and an A and a C in measure 1. We've already got the C in the soprano, true.
F in the alto.
F in the alto. What do you want to do with the bass?
F. And then
You could do an
soprano.
F.
Yeah.
The book stayed on the A and made it a first inversion chord. Let's listen to the difference between those two. Oh, we forgot our key signature that we were supposed to do. 1 flat. on flat. Whoa. Sorry, I made a mistake. They did not. Oh, why won't that work? Come back, eraser. What the devil? They went to a D here. Which then emits our fifth, right? Now, if we put the F there, my fat little hands can barely reach it. Also perfectly acceptable, yeah? Or is there some hidden thing that I didn't notice? Okay, so slash chords, here we go. What's my first slash chord?
F/A.
F/A, good.
You're supposed to put it on top, not on the.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Next.
A.
A what?
A minor 7.
A minor 7. Good. And
D minor 7.
D minor 7. Well, that was fun. We should do another one. Should we do a circle of fifths one on number 9? All right, we are in G major. They've given us a 4 major 4-2. They want us to write a suspension. They've given us our bass note. And what do we know about suspensions?
Same note before the 7th and down a step after it.
So you want that there and you want that there is what you're saying. All right. In G major, what is my 4 chord?
C.
C. So we need C, E, G, and B. We've got our B. The B is in the bass, so things are going to kind of be pretty close and compact, yeah?
You could put the E in the tenor.
We could. What happens if we do that?
Put the G in the C. The alto and soprano, respectively.
Okay. Okay, if we do that, what kind of a chord are we going to have here? if this is the bass, we got to have, and it's in first inversion, that means our root's going to be an F sharp because we're in G major. Got to put our F sharps in. So this becomes a 7. So we need an F sharp. We've got our A. We need a C. And we need an E. Is this true? Which makes this half diminished.
We can't have a C. We
Why?
have to alternate between complete and incomplete chords.
They didn't do that.
And they are wrong.
What did that book say? In a circle of fifths progression of root position seventh chords in 4 parts, incomplete and complete chords must be used in alteration, but these are not root position. So we're okay. So we need an F sharp, an A, a C, and an E. A C and an E. We could keep the C, keep the E, and go down to an F sharp. What's the circle of fifths apart that we should be starting with?
I think it's G, right?
Yeah, the 1. And if we have a G, B, D, and F sharp, what kind of a 7th chord is that?
Major.
Major 7.
Yes, it is. So we need to have a capital M here, is my point. We're in first inversion, so we've got the B. We need a G. Hey, let's keep it right there. We need a D and an F sharp. We're going to put the D in the soprano, the F sharp in the tenors. I don't know what else to do. How does this sound? I like it. Now, what rules did we break? Any?
I don't think so.
Awesome. We did it completely different than the book. This is what the book did. I like ours better. All right.
It is more tragic sounding.
Yeah. Do we see how to do all these? Moving on.
Do you have to?
Go ahead.
So for
Go
a
ahead.
10, there are two that are in root position. Do you still not have to interchange complete and incomplete because there's one chord that's not in root position? That makes any sense?
Yeah, it does make sense.
Okay.
I see where you're going.
Because 11, all of them are. So obviously you would have to. But what about 10?
Yeah, it's a good question. They do leave one out on this chord. They do an A, and a C sharp.
So if the majority is in root position, do it with the interchanging.
Well, I think that they specifically said only if you're doing like they do in 11. But I don't think that that means that you can't leave one out. But I don't know that you necessarily had to. Well, they're avoiding parallel fifths by doing it. But could you? So this is what they did, and then you can work backwards, and then we can try something else. So they did that to that. Now, if they would have gone to an E flat here, they would have had parallel fifths, right? Sounds like a junior high orchestra tuning. Sorry, went to the wrong one.
They all tune up at half step.
But my question is, could we have gone C here, an E flat here, or would we have the same problem? What problems did I create?
The fifth and the bass.
But you can have a fifth, right? I think it's just a coinkydink. I don't think they had to do that. Cool. Moving on. Part E. One second, gotta put out a fire here. All right, Corelli. No. E. Are we doing E? I think we are. Yeah, we are.
What page are we on?
We're on page 128.
Yeah.
Circle of fifth sequence. How's it going to go? What's the 3 in our key right now? If we're in F minor, what's our 3?
A.
It's A flat.
A flat. Good. What's 6?
D flat.
D flat. What's 2?
G.
G. 5 is
C.
back to 1 being F, yeah? Sorry, that D should have been natural. Something like that. Does everybody see the pattern in the right hand? Then we're going to go to a C here. Following the same pattern, we're going to tie it over. Go down a third. Everybody see what's going on? Here we go down a fifth. Get an F here. Sorry. And we just keep doing the same thing, yeah? So just follow that pattern on that. Clearing my screen, we're going to go on to F.
Exercise 15-1, F.
Another circle of fifths progression. Do you hear it?
Exercise 15-1, F.
I don't see a lot of difference between that and this. Except for we're in major now. So they want us to analyze this. How fun. We're almost done. And they give us the figured bass, which is nice. They
Why
also
do we
give
have
us
to? Why did they give us Roman numerals to do on the top and then Roman numerals to do on the bottom? Isn't it the same chord?
I'm confused. What do you mean?
So you have the violin 1, violin 2, and then cello.
Yeah.
And below you have the sevens right there.
Yeah.
And then below that you have... Okay, never mind. I thought I just heard it once, so
So we're going to go 1 here.
okay.
They give us a bunch of answers for free right here. Yes. 4. Major 7. And then we get a 7. Diminished, half diminished. 7th. So we just got a circle of fifths going on right there, yeah? I like to cheat and do it by ear myself.
Exercise 15-1, F.
So, yay, that's a 1. Yay, freebies. Okay, so F, B flat, E, A is going to be my 3, yes? Next is going to come 2. I'm sorry. F, next is going to come D, which is going to be 6. And then G, what's G in the key of F?
Two.
2. What comes after 2?
3.
What? Pete says 5 with a C. And then we're back to 1, yeah? For all of you that suffered through my class piano, do you remember that chord progression? It's all starting to come together. I knew I did that chord progression for a reason. Was it 253 or 262? I can't remember one of those two pages. All right. Then what happens?
Go to the 4.
If we went to the 4, we would need a B flat. This is really tricky stuff because we're like, hold on. What did our instructions say? Oh, Catherine, I see what you're saying now. Here's the answer to your... Okay, can we rewind? So Catherine's like, why did they put all this Roman numerals here, or Arabic figured bass symbols here, and why is there stuff there? So this is a form called Concerto Grosso, or what is it called? Concerto. So there's two groups, Catherine. This makes more sense now. There's the Concerto Grosso, and there's the Concertino. So this and this hopefully match. In this case, they do. So I was looking at the answer. I'm like, we got a lot more to go, but there's only like, why did they only do half of it? Now it's starting to make sense. So technically, I should do this. So if we do that, Pete, it's going to change our chord for this beat. You guys with me now? I'm going to erase a few things.
Can you explain that one more time?
Sure. Oops, I want an eraser. I want to erase that. I want to erase that. Okay, so this is called Concerto Grosso. Let's listen to it one more time. There's two groups. This is like, do you all know what a concerto is? A concerto is like a solo instrument that plays a piece with the orchestra. So usually there's one soloist and an orchestra. But this is a Concerto Grosso, so there's multiple parts. So in this situation, we've got violin 1, violin 2, and cello as the soloists. And then you have the rest of the full orchestra. So we have violin 1s, violins 2s, violas, and double basses. So it's like a chamber group and an orchestra playing at the same time. That makes up our Concerto Grosso. So we have soloists and orchestra. Let's see if we can hear it. We may not be able to hear the difference.
Exercise 15-1, F.
It's really hard to hear in such a short excerpt. But if you listen for the cello part here, you'll be able to hear that soloist easy, because if you look at, there is no other cello part.
Exercise 15-1, F.
And if you look at the end of the excerpt, everybody's playing the same stuff, so you can't really distinguish it. So it's really hard to hear the one versus the other in this recording. Sometimes they'll place the concertino in an interesting spot, so you'll be able to hear them a little bit more. But so sorry, Catherine. That's what was going on here. Oops. We're out of time, but maybe we could at least take a screenshot so we can refix it next time. So I've opened up quiz 15. We didn't go over it today. We can go over it Monday, but you can also do it now if you'd like. I'll make you do the 14th. It's a PDF. It's just like last time. It's a PDF you'll download, print out. It looks like this. So very much similar to what we've been doing in the self-test and the workbook. Notate the following seventh chords on the staff and the particular staffs. Do 4 of these resolutions, and then do the circle of fifths progressions that we're doing. My hint, hint, wink, wink, cough, cough, snicker, snicker for part C. Like Catherine and I have been talking about today, number 1 is all in root position. So remember, you're going to alternate complete and incomplete chords there, yeah? So that's there for you. I've published that quiz. Questions? I will see you all tomorrow at ear training.
Thanks, Doc.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
Dr. B.
All righty. Bye-bye.